this again right now, do I?
Nope.
Okay.
Hi, this is Chingy Chen, and I am interviewing Albert Williams, June 22nd, 2012. And hi, Albert.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Chinny Chan, it's got a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
So, how old are you?
I'm 20, I mean 50. Oh, God, I get nervous already.
It's okay.
I'm 56.
And you live in Thurston Woods?
No, I'm right off, I'm on Capitol.
Okay.
But I work in the Thurston.
But you work in
Right,
Thurston
I
Woods.
work in Thurston Wood area
How long have you worked in this area for?
for like 4 years.
And have you always worked at Agape?
No, I've worked at Goodwill
Mm-hmm.
on 110 Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And then prior to getting another job, they happened to interview me, and I landed on this job, which is the Agape Community Center,
So-
which is in Thurston Woods, in Berryland.
So since you've worked in Thurston Woods, you've worked at Agape.
hmm
Great. And what is your job here?
I'm maintenance and repair and power security.
And what days do you work and what times do you work?
It can vary. Times can vary. I can be. It's like a floater. I can start off in the morning about 10:30. I can be getting off at 7, and it depends on it, what program we have. Far as like sometimes we have other people coming in, and they got events that probably will last sometime to about 8 o'clock. Sometimes 9. It all depends on it. No later than about 9, 8 o'clock, 9, we'll say.
Is it Monday through Friday?
Monday through Fridays. Sometimes Sundays. Sometimes Saturdays too. They pretty well balance my time when I get ready to come back to work. Either take a day off or something like that, or whatever. They would be able to balance it off pretty cool, you know.
How do you get here?
Well, I drive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You drive here and you drive home?
Yes, I drive here, drive home, and then so far I will take the bus if it needs for, you know. When you got to do a job, you have to make sure you can get to work.
How long does it take you to get here from your home?
I would say it takes about, within not moving too fast, about good 20, 25 minutes or something like that. 30 at the most, I'd say, within stopping at the light. Don't get too far, don't go too fast, you know. You would say about like 25, 30 minutes, take your time.
And how do you get here?
Well, I go down from, I would take Capitol, 12th and Capitol, all the way over to Titonian, then Titonian to Florence Street, and then Florence to 42nd, and then I'll come down 42nd to 6100 North 42nd, which is the Agape Community Center. We're right at the door.
Once you're here, do you stay pretty much in this building, or do you ever go out to get stuff to eat, or?
Yeah, sometimes I stay here because sometimes we serve lunch here, or I bring my lunch. Every now and then I might go out to get something, you know, when we like to do a little party together type thing. We may get some chicken wings or something, you know, whatever people likes to eat. I'm in and out all the time, just about because of the security part. So during the mornings, I'm just kind of watching and making sure everything is safe on the outside as well as the inside, because we got like people coming in from that time at 8 o'clock when the doors open. People can come in. You have people parking in the back, so we do need to kind of take a peek and see if everything is okay and safe in the back area. Then we got kids that's playing in our playgrounds area. So I kind of float. I float the building upstairs, downstairs. We run the daycare, camping programs. We have teens that come in and out. I kind of keep pretty busy letting people know that here I am if you need support and help, or sometimes they could be calling me for different tasks in the building. So besides just keeping my eyes open for a security part, there's other work that I do as far as walking around and being helpful with people here in the building that needs help. We work with most ladies in the building, so sometimes there be some things coming in like extra boxes and some setups that I do for the meal program time within. Not saying that they don't help me in that area, but they may be some help heavier chairs, and tables that they might not want to pick up, and so I'm able to set up, that's my job.
Do you interact a lot with people who live here?
Oh yes, I make myself very friendly with everyone, so they'll know that from the 8 o'clock or whatever time they get in the door, Albert, my name. I smile with them. I make sure I kind of study the people that comes in, as far as to see how they feel. If because of the security part, we want to make sure that we don't have angry people coming in the building. And I want to present myself with a smile. Let's see how you're feeling today. They'll know that I'm not just a person that's coming with the security part always stiff and, not just watching them because they look dangerous or giving them the impression that they can't be comfortable with me. So I kind of open up to them and give them the smile. How you doing? How you feeling? Watch them a while, make sure no one's sick. Do you need any water? Can I help you? I'll be back. Making sure that they know that I'm around. So if there's a problem with doing the lunchtime or their time being here, they'll be able to know who to contact within the time until our next security comes. Then they'll be able to, say, well, okay, well, I look like I have a problem. I may need to talk to Mr. Williams or something, and they'll get with me. They'll let me know what's going on around here, instead of being shy and fearful and everything. It's very important that I work a relationship of each party coming in. It's like the other day when the party came in that ate with us from the outside. He kind of gave me a pat on the back, when you don't look for pats on the back all the time, but said that I was a nice person and that I was one of the persons that I can be looked up to, and I was like, he was an outside person. I wasn't thinking he was going to come up and tell me that, I just thought that he had some problems on his mind, first of all, when he was coming to front me, and I started to just listen to him, and he was like, saying that I was doing a great job. And that's something good to hear, because you don't never know when you're doing a great job. You think you're doing a great job. Somebody tells you you're doing a great job because they've been watching your life. See, so that was very important to me. And I was like, wow, this is too cool. This guy, there's people watching me, So I was really happy about that from the outside, because you never know how people was thinking on the outside. So, yeah, we all struggle. We got little things that happens to us here, as far as little things here and there that happen on the outside, who would say. Some days are rough and some days not as rough. So we try not to retaliate. We try to wait patiently until we can solve the problems. If we have a problem here doing the meal time, doing the program times, we got lots of different people coming in. So we want to keep a safe and a happy environment. I always look at the fact that helps me know that this is a mission from those sorrowful mothers that built this place, and could imagine that they want to keep that going, when they want those happy people to be here to support that, keep it happy, keep it safe. And if you know this is a mission, then you have a part in it. That's what helps me, knowing that I can talk to somebody, tell somebody something, that will keep them happy, keep them with, just do whatever a person will do, within supporting them. Well as we feed them and all those other good things, but we give them clothes, and it's a lot of work I do within a whole lot of assignments, Yeah.
So what kind of people come here? Can you describe them?
We have all types of people that comes here, we Black African Americans, Indians, white people. We have Caucasians, Oriental, Chinese, Mexicans. I think we have Africans. We have all types of people coming here. Spanish. So this is a blessing because of the fact that it don't have no boundaries. We have all type of people from all over. That comes to, I would say, Germans. Because we not only that, we from the feeding program, we have people that come from different church backgrounds. They come here and they may be, Catholics. I think we're a Catholic organization too. Also, I think. I just think we have this open door to anyone. There's no color boundaries here, and that's a real great thing because then you teach balance. You teach, this place is not stuck on a one name thing, People can come here and feel free of all colors, Build balance there, build love,
So is there one group that comes here more than another, or is it all kind of more equal?
I think it's pretty equal.
Okay.
As far as that, I'll never see just one group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through many groups of people, because they do so many different setup for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they go out and bring in people that do different arts and dancing, you get all kinds of people going, to do, we help the senior citizens and we do a lot, we give out food boxes and everything for the senior citizens, for them to be very happy and have another extra meal during their time until they can get some more money into their, kind of help out in all type of areas with different people,
So it seems like you work a lot with the meal program. Yesterday or Wednesday, I noticed that you were helping to set up, and I think I saw you serving the meal too.
Yes, not just standing around and getting people in the door, but trying to make sure people get fed, because we not only do the feeding, I think it's the time that when they come in at 4:45. We try to break things down about 6. At the most 6 o'clock, a little bit after 6 o'clock, 6:30, because we're closing most of the times at 7 o'clock. So if there's a party, the reason why I sit at the front door area, because then I can notice that if there's a party coming in a little bit later or don't know what we're doing here, I can serve the purpose of, do you need a tray? Because they're coming in the door, they see food on the table, they see people sitting, they don't know if it's already a plate there and a spoon and some forks for them to eat. So I have to hurry up and help them to serve them purposely, like, hey, do you need, you need this or so? I need to help you get this and this over here. Here's your plate, here's your forks. You get a spoon here, you get your cups in the door. Make them feel welcome. First time, okay, well, come in. Welcome them in. Don't say, get over there. You're coming in late. Stuff like that. No, be kind to them. And come back and see us, Be comfortable. And then, not only that, I can tell the people that's serving, which is the kitchen crew, I can tell them that, hey, we have 2 more. We have 5 settings. Plus, I set up. So that means if I'm not around, most of the times I'm around, so I can bring out another table, maybe 5 more chairs, and get everybody placed in there so we can get people going. Because it's a timing. It's not like you can be here all day, So I have to make sure that people are getting in there, getting set up and getting set so we can feed them. And then they mostly volunteers is there to help us break it down or whatever we need. Then I have to, now if they're not there, then I need to be here. So I can break the tables down, get the place cleaned up for tomorrow's next meal or whatever events that's going on in that day. We might have people coming in, most likely. Sometimes we have a program might kick in within that 6 to 7. You never know. When I've got to clean, we got to get all the tables out of the way. Maybe somebody coming in to sing, may have a little word, or we may have some type of event in there.
So it sounds to me like you're very watchful and you're kind of noticing who's coming in, what they're doing, and also because you're security, you must, look out for stuff.
For everybody.
And some of the people we talked about safety in the neighborhood.
Right.
So I'm wondering what you think about safety. Have there been incidents that you've had to deal with because you're security, or, yeah.
Yeah. With the kids outside, they usually, what I could do is I can, say if there's something that's a little bit more rowdy, the staff themselves will pretty much tackle it. If it gets completely out of line, most of the times we're there for support to help and reinforce something that needs to be maintained, say it that way. But the staff themselves is kind of trained for, if anything happened in their area, that they'll be able to take care of it. Whether a kid get out of line or something happens or kids being hurt, they kind of keep that within them in their training, so we won't upset the kid. A lot of times in our training, we're normally if a finger get broke in a door, right away we'll be screaming and hollering, "Oh my God, his finger!" And so what happens with that staff that has that training and support knows how to keep that kid comfortable. Don't have his blood pressure way up in the sky. Kind of comfort him. With a normal party like myself, I'm not saying I'm not trained in that area, but to rush over and say, "Oh my God, his hand is bleeding. Oh, what could give me some ice?" Making the kid a little bit more upset within themselves. So we kind of let those people deal with, which is our staff that's trained, deal with something with the kids. Now, other people, if we have something outrageous, just can't get things in order, we will step in to try to keep the peace. Have people come to the side. Let's kind of see if we can talk it over inside somewhere. We have extra support with the police department with safety here. So if it just something gets way out of line, like have somebody with a gun or a knife or something, we have extra support people that we can call which will come right away. We have security that kind of drives back and forth around the area here that keeps us pretty safe. But most of the times, we kind of monitor everything that comes in the door, and we kind of know everybody just about. You can't say we can pinpoint everything, but most of the times we keep a complete watch on. We have signs already saying don't bring in weapons in our buildings, so we kind of watch you, not just to be picking on you, you know, the people that come in, but we take precautions on everything. You know, we don't want people to bring in knives and guns. We do have a machine that we set up when we do have something disturbs the building. We set up a machine that will be able to detect any heavy artillery that comes in our door. We have a scanner that will scan the body for any weapons or anything. So we pretty much have it down safe. Pretty much, we haven't had no bomb threats, no knives, no guns, and nothing like that. Pretty much, you know, people throw little rocks maybe every now and then, or do a little something to your car or something. But we have monitoring security cameras that takes care of that. So we're pretty much safe. I think we're upgrading our machines, and we're pretty happy with that.
So you haven't had any like incidents?
We have had just little incidents like rock throwing.
Okay.
You know, kids do throw rocks. Sometimes they get a little bit antsy in the pants, and some are our kids that sometimes we have boundaries here. We don't. They get mad at the boundaries. You know, some boundaries may be. You may not be able to come to the building. We're not saying that you can't come in and eat or anything, or you can't come in and get water if you need it. But if something get really out of line, then we have to probably most of the time we don't have to tell people that you can't come back for a week, like a suspension or something. Most of the times we don't. But if it does happen, believe me, I think we will come up to par where we need to say, well, okay, so and so, we need to keep a watch on him. You know, those couple of rocks or something. We need to get back with him and talk to him, or talk to the parent. So we have had some rock throwing, you know.
How do you know how to deal with that?
We do, we found out that some of these kids, some of the kids have other problems. And the way they were expressing it is that we had a great change here in the building, and found out that not only just because we had a great change, some of the kids at their home, we were finding out that some of the kids at their home were going through some struggles at their homes, you know, and it might be some that I don't know if they were just put out, you know. I just think that they may have had some, must have done something at their homes, and they just had some home problems, you know, that I didn't know all about it. But I knew there was some of our teens were going through some struggles. I think once we found out that they were going through some struggles, we tried to take them and talk to them about getting some support and help, so we can kind of deal with it. So they'd have somebody to talk to about it. So you wouldn't have to take your anger out on the building or on the people or wherever they go by being kicked out of the house, you know, nothing to eat, no clothes, you know, clean clothes to wear. I think that was very important, and I think they get frustrated and they take it out on the other people that's out there because they don't know that they're going through it. So what they do is they get mad. They're already mad because of their situation that's not changed. So they be like taking it out on them, whether they come to the program, and we won't know it until we talk to them. So I think our team program, that when we sit down and talk to the kids, we We find out little bits about their life, and then we can kind of help get job placement, you know, staff support, with then talking to them, you know, finding out the problem and solving it and things in this nature, and getting them the support and help we need that we have here, because we have contacts with job. We do run a job program with our teens, and then we listen. Like I said, we got quality staff that do a real professional job with the kids, knowing about them and their families. So when we have those little problems, we will pretty much search it down.
So, did you do this kind of work before, or is this the first time?
No, I worked in this field.
Mm-hmm.
I always worked with like a community program type, I would say, because I dealt with kids and teenagers at here at the Gingerbread Land with Mother Atwater over on 3rd Street. And so she kind of had me do a Big Brother type thing, and I liked it. The kids very much, still do. And
how long did you do that for?
Oh, it's been like, I guess it's been about 3 or 4 years or something into that or more. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Better cut that off. I'll get back to this. Let's hang that up. I'm sorry.
No worries.
My fault.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want
It's
to.
life. It's fine.
Right. I'll come back to that. I'll see what the number is.
So what did you do at the other place that you were talking about?
Well, like being a Big Brother, I had we did camping. We had to do creative camp. So they were younger. They were younger kids, and I was trying to. We're first of all, Mother Atwater's the pastor of that church, and so I would come there and do music. We would talk to the kids. Give it try to be sort of like a big brother. And some nights I would save money up from when I would make a little money and work, and I would we'll go out and eat dinner. Some of those kids couldn't take everybody, didn't have that much money to take them all, but try to be a big brother to them and take some of them. And I found out, I think that it might have been could have been some jealousy, a little bit sadness in some of the kids, because I couldn't take them all. So down the road, I think it may have had a little sadness between some of the other ones not going with me, would you say? Just trying to, tell them things that will help them in their lives, so when they were growing up to be teenagers, that will, that they will grab hope on some other material as far as the streets grabbing them, but then drugs and then just doing bad things, carrying weapons, going in and out of jail, just trying to make sure that we can be a big brother figure, helping them out, talking to them, encouraging them and then being a light to them like that.
So, do you think that those kids, what neighborhood were they in?
This was over on 2nd Street.
Do you feel like those kids that you were talking about are similar to the kids here, or different, or both?
Oh, they're pretty much. We have some smart kids. I think that we have some A students, and I think that both areas has a lot of. I learned that the outer appearance that we see and that what they grab from the world outside, beside themselves, we got a lot of college kids. You got like kids that have, that A students on both sides over on Berryland. Since I've been here, college students, they've been in and back, they've been here since they left. And went on with their lives. They came back to prove it to us. I mean, we have professional police That's kids that growed up in this area and become professionals. We have college students that over there and here.
So what? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up?
Well, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I grew up with a balanced life. I'm so glad that my family taught me balance. Where I grew up on the Ingleside in Chicago. I think that's the soft side of Chicago. And back in the days that when we were living, that when I was a little kid, I've always were mixed with the kids. You know, she didn't have me, and my father had. They didn't just have me with all black kids. You know, they had me mixed. You know, it was. I would say I was pretty much balanced, whether white, whatever kid it was at this time. And what happened to that, I just think that it gave me more of a balanced life. So when I grew up to be more of a teen, I were very sad that we all had different, you know, pains about color, and didn't see the person as they themselves, you know, as far as the color thing. And so I just it always hurt me as far as that, you know. And I just think that we could have all loved each other, and we still need to.
So when did you come to Milwaukee?
Oh, it's been like I don't know if it's been like it's been like 15 years, 20 or something. I would say down the road. It was kind of hard to adapt here for a minute. That's how I was coming from a much faster paced city, and so I didn't have any friends here. I did have some family here, and so when I got here, I just didn't want to be with my family. I wanted to know about Milwaukee, you know, as I start to live here more and more. And so I, a little bit at a time, you know, gradually met some friends, you know, then they began to teach me a little bit more about Milwaukee. So yeah, Milwaukee's been good to me, I would say. I've gotten a lot of more jobs here than I would say than Chicago.
So why did you move here? Was it because of work?
Well, no, my wife moved here, and then I was like, we were separated, and so she would come up there and see me, and I was like, wonder why you kind of coming to see me, and I just thought, well, you know, she kept asking for help. And then one day I was like, yeah, I got drove up there one day. I got drove back up this way. I mean, from Chicago. And then I ended up staying here that day. And then I kept coming back, you know, after that. I kept saying, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay there or am I going to come here? So I ended up coming here and staying. And then I started learning about my family a little bit more that was living here, and we have a pretty good time. We with a barbecue house here. My sister was running; she still runs the barbecue house, one of the barbecue houses here in Milwaukee, and so my brother-in-law with my sister running this barbecue house here, Ashley's Barbecue Shop, and Tony's one of the other shops. And so I don't know why, you know, just talking to other people helped me make my life more happier, as far as, you know, they knew where to go, you know, and it was a little quiet when you speak to people, but gradually you learn them. You learn the ways of the people. I think Milwaukee and Chicago, they had a little crash as far as, likes within the city. But you have to know each city before you down it. And it's bad on both sides since I've been here. But there's good parts on both sides since I've been here too. So, yes, it's a big place.
So, what did you think of this particular neighborhood or community versus like where you live now, other parts of Milwaukee that you know?
I want to interrupt you for a minute. The lady is here to get these poles, and she can't do it by herself.
Tell.
Tell who?
I'm in there.
It's okay.
We don't have
You
enough
have to put that on a pause.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's fine.
Well, how can I do that?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. You can go ahead and help if you need to.
You awake?
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
How you gonna do?
It's okay.
Okay.
No worries.
Well, how you gonna get back to it? You gonna stop
Yeah.
it?
No.
Oh, okay. Excuse us for a moment. Everybody's calling me at the wrong time.
Wait, I'll call with you so I can open my car.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
You want me to carry this off?
It's okay.
Yeah, this one, those are heavy, and then this bag, yes.
Why the seats out the van?
Cause they had to go get something early today. I mean, this morning, remember?
We can put them back?
Yeah. You can put that. No, I'm gonna put that on the car.
Okay, I'm coming.
Because those, the other ones are heavy.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
See, now you can tell they always need me.
I
So
can
it's
tell.
very important, even in my interview, on both ends hit me, right? Like one was calling me from another direction. It's flexible. See, I can be setting up. Or I can be in an interview. They need help. See, so and when I first, well, I was just saying something about how we were talking about you being everywhere. I used to get mad at first because I couldn't take care of everybody at once. So I learned to balance. Everybody at a certain time. Be right back.
Okay.
Thank you. on my bag, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
They got the team that's gonna help me back here. Do the boxes. It was a long time. And so I just got in Chicago, and you know, we have our various, you know. We learn all the time, you know, that this place has been a blessing for the jobs, you know.
You're talking about Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, why are we going back to Chicago?
No, but I'm wondering, so you've been in Milwaukee, you say about 15 years?
Yeah, more. Well,
So how does this community compare to, you know, where you live
oh,
or other parts of Milwaukee you've been in or worked in?
well, that's for sure. It well, you're looking at a big city, in Chicago. It's a lot of more. I think I miss a lot of stores, you know. I like to do a lot of eating and stuff like that, so I probably missed a lot of stores. As far as it's probably bad to do a lot of eating out in the restaurants, but
So this is, you're talking about difference between Chicago and Milwaukee.
yeah, different.
Okay. But what about this specific
Now this,
community? Like
well, oh yeah, right here, Thurston Woods. I learned Thurston Woods. This is a group of individuals that I'm learning that we serve, that serve the community. Far as the people, they we supply like a home help, we remodel, and those senior citizens or people just need support and help for their homes. I think if they did that pretty much all around this Milwaukee, which they are upgrading it, I gotta say that everywhere. I think I like a little bit more over here on the Thurston Woods side because you got a little bit more opening as far as they help you with the remodelings, getting your home repaired. There's a lot of services with that. People do need that when it comes down to repairs of their homes, you know. I just think when they came up with that part is really cool, you know, because it's hard to get support and help from different. They send me. I've been talking to, which was Miss Stephanie at the time, and now it's Mr. Mike. Let's see. Our other staff that's new. I'm trying to think of their names. That's really supporting that area, which will.
Get it.
Get it now?
No, just get it
Later?
later. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we support, I like the way they support that because of the fact that, like I say, people don't have that much money. They don't have that they just don't have the money. That's the thing. You had money, you wouldn't need the program as much. But to have contact with another agency that can get in and make it cheaper or help with some money, that's another thing. I noticed that they probably issue out, because one time they send me over to somebody's house from the Thurston Wood program to get on the roof and do some repairs that I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I was part, not only that I was security and repairs over at Agape, but now I noticed that I was part of their Thurston Woods remodeling and program. I was like, oh my God, they sending me on the roof. No, I went on the roof and I learned that Agape, Thurston Woods program, they supply enough sufficient money for the repairs. So that's a great bite in this Thurston Woods program, as far as helping people with their homes. I just think all that I really know about this is that they upgrade your homes mostly, and they got this little grand prize if you get do a landscaping remodeling out in front. You will get grand prize. But I think Thurston Woods the community helps one another, knowing that they're on that program. So that's a good thing when you got a community that's able to have a contact with a community program that runs like a Thurston Woods, which is help people do remodeling and serve them well in that area when they don't have it all over Milwaukee that I know. I would say I don't know any other agency that do that for anybody, and I've contacted a lot of people, even from them, that on the map there's just a certain amount you have to make certain amount of income to get some support and help. As far as you make too much, you're not eligible. If you don't know enough, you don't get served. So Thurston Woods is a very good program with getting access to people, getting people the support and help they need. Because people don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Within times and days and times that we're living in right now, it's some really tough times with this 12.
So why do you think so it sounds like people here in this neighborhood don't have a lot of money for the most part?
I've seen a lot of people come up here and ask for support and help. As far as that little extra $500 was just a great balance of, them not have to take that money and they've been, mortgage, because you're talking about home owners. Mm-hmm. And I'm a homeowner, so I know the little scratch of money that we get as far as our paychecks and our little, a landlord with rent that you get from your tenants. Other people may think you getting a whole bunch of money, but you're not. You're not getting a whole bunch of money. So when you got like an open door, like somebody help you with building renovation, you got a door with landscaping or any other project that will help your home, roof, gutters, I'm into it. I know it's a good thing. When they can give extra $500 may not look like a lot of money, but it can pay off some damages. It may be just a small damage on top of the roof, maybe a few gutters pieces. We don't know, some whatever it could help within that home.
So why do you think?
So that's a good program.
Why do you think people here don't have as much money? Was that true? I know you've only worked here for 4 years, but do you feel like that's?
It's just short on jobs.
Okay, here specifically in this neighborhood.
Yeah, lots of people came here looking for jobs in this neighborhood. Not only this low income, outside of what we're talking about. See, you got like I'm looking at how I look at it. It's like we're over here in Agape, and Berryland is around us, which is like they pay pretty good as far as rent with the Berryland homes, home apartments type complex building. Now Thurston Wood is like own your own home type. It's a whole different ball game because of the fact that that's your own home. But over here in Agape, where we run the Thurston Wood program, out of it is a big support for people that don't have money that live around, even around the Berryland and the Thurston Woods, you know. Senior citizens, they done their part. We gotta say that they should have some help and support within their homes, you know, and that's a good thing. I don't think they give it to everybody. You have to be a homeowner, I would say, and I think they support those that. I think it's more a homeowner. I think like homeowners that gets to pretty much deal. But you have to live in Thurston Woods too. See, you can't be living out. Now there's other people that they tell you that will help you out of Thurston Woods. There's something like it, but you know, you have to search though now. But it's still a lack of jobs.
Why do you think there aren't really too many jobs here?
Let's see, because they don't have enough. They don't have enough plants. They don't have enough building. You know, they haven't built enough. They got a lot of space here, but they just need to keep building. You know, I would say within the space that they have. I think they're coming up to it with all the new changes.
Like what kind of changes?
Well, we got new people that they say will do a great job. What is it? Our mayor. We got the President Obama. He's coming in, helping provide for the people. Every city has a mayor. We got the different people that we vote for, and that we're hoping that will bring what we need to our communities for us. You know, we have Walker that's in there, you know. I don't know, you know, I'm from a whole different city. I just learning who's what, who's going to help this community, who's going to help us here since I'm living here now. And so, you know, I'm hoping that we'll come out to be what needs to be done here to help people have jobs. Because when you have a job, you can make everything work, you know.
How did you get your job here? How did you hear about this job?
Well, I went through UMOS on 76th
What's
Street.
UMOS?
UMOS is a workforce program where you go there and it's like a job agency. And so you go there. And now what I did is I made it a ritual. You know, I made it like you were going to school or something. So every day that I get up, most of the times in the morning, I made sure that I before I chilled out and sat down and cooled out for the day, I made sure that I did my ritual, go to my job agencies and search for my job, go to the employment job agencies and put in, you know, search for a job, meet social workers that can help me get a job. So this thing I did every day, like I was working there. So I was there like when they were coming to work. So they, so I made, it was kind of funny, you know, because I was there all the time, and and I must have, some of the caseworkers must have knew me by name, and so I think with just being in that type of UMOS program workforce helped me get to Goodwill, and then they introduced me to the Goodwill managers as though I was. They put me in their program, which was on 91st Street, and I started working their program, and they started training me for forklift driving. And I did forklift driving, so they got me a job at Goodwill. And I started working at Goodwill I was there for like 4 years or something. And so I stayed there doing forklift driving and sorting, donation handling. And it went from there, And then I went to, from that job to, after things happened over there, I happened to land on this one through searching the internet, putting it on the internet, because I was already out searching. There I go again, searching for jobs. I decided on that when I was drawing my unemployment, when Obama gave us more money, that I would not spend the extra money that he gave us to search for jobs. What I did, because I didn't want to pick a part-time job, my money was going low on unemployment. So what I said I might do is hurry up and get me a part-time if I had to get two. So I ended up landing on this one, which Agape called me to come over for an interview. And I happened to do a part-time with them. Mm-hmm. And then, staying here down the road, they let me, there was a door open for full-time within time. And I decided on that that I wanted to stay here with that. And they opened the door and I said, hey, I needed full-time. Mm-hmm. So cool. So then the full-time kicked in and that's what I was landing for. As far as I didn't want part-time. But it was like, hey, you're going to take either something. And I said, okay. It's like, all right, I'll take the part-time. And so the part-times, I did that between me and another guy. Mm-hmm. And we worked it. I worked it, I think, nights. He done the morning shift. And then, it all worked out, He's doing his own business now. His name is Mick. He's a proud young man and a pastor of a church. I stayed here. I'm still here, still doing what I need to do. And, the full-time kicked in, and I'm still here on the full-time for 4 years, so probably going into my 5th year or more, I would say. Whatever it takes to keep a job, let's keep working. So
So, are there any other places you go to in this community besides here when you come to work, or is it kind of you kind of drive here and then drive back to home?
Well, yes, I play drums at a church, so I stop there in the mornings.
Here in Thurston Woods?
You're talking about over here.
Mm-hmm, in this community.
No, once I come over here,
do you go to other places in the community? Like earlier you mentioned you went to get chicken wings. Like, where do you go? Where are other places you go here besides?
Oh, yes, I love to go up to, that's a Hampton Street where I can get I like to eat that Cousins turkey sandwich
is that
right
in
here.
Woods?
Well, it's like, no, I don't know. Right in Thurston Woods, right in the Thurston Woods area. Mm-hmm. Let me see, I don't go. Well, there's a Buddy. Mm-hmm. No, that's not in Thurston Woods either. Mm-hmm.
So you don't go to too many restaurants here? Like places to eat?
Well, I did go. Well, okay, I think part of this is Thurston Woods. There's a place, let me see now. There's one place. Well, yes. I don't know if we probably would call that Thurston Woods. It's the mall that's up there on
Bayshore Mall?
Bayshore, right up the street here.
Mm-hmm. Is that the mall you're talking about?
I go there a lot. Where it Save a Lot up there. Mm-hmm. I stays and Save a Lot.
Oh, Save a Lot. Okay.
Yeah, I stay and Save a Lot because I love their bananas, mm-hmm. and I like their garlic. I always get. Mm-hmm. And their tomatoes, mm-hmm. and I like their turkey meats where I can make a little cold cut meat. Mm-hmm. So that's my favorite. One of my favorite stores is there where I get that turkey meat, mm-hmm. and I love making those sandwiches, And so, and I love the bananas from there. They got plenty good fruit, bananas from from Save-A-Lot. I like their, well, that's probably all that I like. Well, no, I like the little mints that I buy all the time. So I need some now. But, and it's just little things I like from there. I really like the whole store, but I mean, the most stuff that I shop is like that material there. Now, sometimes I might get some chicken legs or, chicken thighs or something for the party and myself. It's a lot of food that I really like. It saved me quite a bit too, I would say.
So do you go there because it's affordable or?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yes, definitely. I always price my bananas sometimes at 49 cents a pound at other places, and they're always like 39 cents over here, and I'm like, hey, whatever I can save, And so that's one of my favorite stores on saving. I love my bananas, so I eat them with the morning's breakfast. So,
Do you go to any other places in the neighborhood?
you know what? Every now and then I go to the gas station here at the corner and get gas. Like the gas could be pretty cheap there too some days, and so I find myself going up there. Another spot that maybe I don't know if that's called over here in Fillingers that I shop over there for the Agape. Sometimes I need parts for this place, and so I go all the way up to Fillingers, which is our favorite store. It's like a hardware area, and I get all my parts that we need that we can buy for this place. Whether it be like screws that I have to put in the wall, bits that I might have to drill holes in it in the wall some more. It's getting pretty hot. Should I open the door or something? Get you some air.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Need a fan, anything?
No, good. And I think
Okay.
we're
Pretty much in there.
I think we're almost gonna wrap up.
Right.
So when your job is over here, do you just go straight home? Do you stay in the community here to do anything?
Most of the times when I get out of here, it'd be about 7:00. So once I get out of here, it'd be pretty much not too bad, Pretty much tired though, Once I get out of here, I don't have to be too tired, but some days, with everybody calling me, sometimes here it is. It's always a timing going on with me. This is about the only time that I've had probably sat down this long without it. You see, somebody called me, right? So I could be, my God.
So you're on your feet all day.
Well, not all day, but
Okay,
most of the day. And I try to get in there and get a 2 or 3 minutes sit down. If I'm sometimes I can get in there and get a 30 minutes. That'll be good. 15 sometimes. But most of the times, even on lunch, I'm working. Because just to make sure things are straight and we got everything going.
Do you feel unsafe after dark here? Because a few of the businessmen we talked to mentioned that you don't want to walk around on your own at night. What do you think about that? Do you agree or?
I think if I lived over here, I probably wouldn't feel unsafe because I would know the area. Okay. Now, I don't trust too much no area, period, anyway, because where I come from, most of the times I growed up kind of like that, for Chicago. So this is not nothing for me to not know danger.
So this doesn't compare to that.
No, because I growed up under a lot of dangerous stuff. So this is what would happen around here or wherever. I'm kind of used to it. See, so I'm always I'm not with my guards down with living here. For one thing, that I already know that. See, so I'm comfortable here, and now living in Berryland, I probably would end up knowing everybody. I don't have to know everybody per se here, but basically I probably would know all the guys that I need to know and ladies that I need to know, far as knowing what's happening in this area. But I wouldn't be able to put my hands on people that's gonna snap. That just happens, That thing, you just have to keep your head up above the water if you can. Kind of be not so sleepy when you walk the streets here, going to the store, going to your car. You got to kind of be woke around combined area, because you don't know from day to day, close areas like this, you don't know from day to day who's going through something. Who's going through something that they can't control themselves and take it out on another individual. See, not meaning to it, but lots of people take it out on other people for something else. The weak one gets the hurt if you don't be alert. You have to be kind of alert. You just can't just go out there with your eyes closed. You got to be able to, be alert at all the surroundings. Getting in your car, not just jumping in there. Make sure you look around a little bit, give it a graze, making sure that because we're living in such tough times, making things rough. Not saying that you're living in tough times, you can't handle it. Don't go out and jump on people, bust their head and rob them. No, you can make a job. There's jobs out there still. If you don't have a job, you can still create a job. There's painting, there's landscaping, things that I learned how to do. Everybody is not like that, so it's good that you just got to play it safe. While we're in these tough times, So, or we're not living back in the days where you can just sleep with the door open anymore. So that kind of gives you awakening. Somebody could bust your head with a rock. They do stuff just to be laughing at you, because they do stuff silly out there in the world. Like throw a rock at you or something. Got a little sleepy that time, I could tell. One of those numbers. Yes, but no. To not just go out there and not observe where you walk. When you walk, you're supposed to be aware when you walk. Don't just go outside, even when you go to the store. Don't carry yourself so loose where you be vulnerable to the vultures that's out there. You play yourself safely. If you had your purse and it was dangling way down, back in the day you could do that. Today, you want to keep it up under your arms. So just time period will tell you how to live. See? It's just simple now. Things have changed, so you play yourself more safely when you go out the door. You shouldn't have to, but if you're living in the times now, well, you can hear it all over the news. It tells you, be careful when you go out to the door. Don't leave your keys in the car and run in the house. Somebody can come past and drive away with your car.
Do you think this is, like, if we're thinking about this specific community, how is it in relation to, like where you live now in Milwaukee or other areas in Milwaukee that you've come in contact with?
I gotta say that I think it's a little problems in every area. I think it's a little breaking in every area. I think it's more break-ins in the day than the nighttime that I heard. All you have to do is just listen to people. They broke in just down the street from me and took a couple of. But it all depends on who you have, who the next neighbor have over in the neighborhood too. I see. But sometimes people come from other neighborhoods that come with the family member and not come to just party at your house, but to spot you out. So you got these haters that you gotta watch out for.
But not necessarily specific to communities, just like
over here.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
it's a little bite everywhere, not just in the hood, and it's all over. Thievery, you know. I think when they made the new model TVs that helped them break in people's houses more. I'm sorry to say it like that. They should be able to make upgrade material for you to be more relaxed and more settled in your home. I'd rather have a heavier TV. Because then they won't think about breaking in your house and stealing it. You know, but see now they got one that you can carry like a picture. So the thief that desires to steal and break in, it doesn't make no difference if you had a heavy one or a light one. If he's a thief or he's a burglarizer, but I just think that I don't know, style and time. It wasn't their fault. They're gonna do what they need to do to upgrade us and make us happy. But then here's the crime guy. You know, he's always thinking about the faster way to steal people's stuff. So that made more burglarize. You see, business places, the TV gets snatched. Homes, the TV gets snatched. See, more burglarizing. What it increased more burglarizing now, probably than ever before, with the little flat screen TV. But we're sorry that we can't live comfortably, see, in our surrounding area. We're sad that way because of it's not the fact that, you know, it's just bad. Living some bad days.
Is there anything I didn't ask you about this community, this neighborhood that you wanna?
It's getting better. I know I want to say all bad and negative things about every area. I think that with people like yourself, people coming to that have places like this, you know, the Agape Community Center, communities that are really helping people, not just getting that tax money and the government's money, but really love. Do you care for some of these, man?
Sure.
Go right ahead. These are like a explosion.
Explosion?
Yes. And so, thank you. And so what happened, with these communities and yourself and people coming in to help, you know, talk about what we can get some things, maybe we can get some things solved here, you know. It's good that they have community programs because when I was coming up, we had these community programs where you went on outings. It takes a lot of frustration out of you. You know, you can get that, you know, you had a place to go play. It was a safe place. You know, and it wasn't always safe over there when we were coming up either. We had a few gang members that used to do a little fighting between our making it into the place. So gangs always have been there. But at least that you had somewhere to go to the program where there was a support staff. You know, there was somebody you can go to. Whether we were doing art, pool, taking them out to Silver Beach, the museums. You know, not just be stuck around the neighborhood, but helping them at jobs. So it was good to have
You were
place
in
like
a youth program when you were young.
Yes.
What was it called?
You know, I couldn't think of the name. Let me see. My goodness. Oh man.
It's okay.
So long.
It was in Chicago.
Yes, I'm trying to think of it. Oh boy.
And how old are you?
I was probably like maybe about like 13 or something. 12 or 13.
Until what age were you part of it?
Oh, we probably played in that place till we was about like 16 or something or more. Yeah, because we kind of growed up a little bit more older. I seen that we got a little bit more older in the age, and we started to shoot pool. You know, it kind of upgraded it. I think we were like 18 maybe.
So
17, 18. Because they started taking us to Silver Beach. The museum, no. The Riverview was one of the places that we went to, one of the largest. The Riverview was a lot of fun, you know, like a lot of rides and everything. And so, yes, we had a lot of fun going to that. And the Silver Beach was another amusement park or something you could say.
So what did you do after you were in that program?
It was called Lincoln Center.
Lincoln Center.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like this here, like the community center. So after I did what I had to do with playing, I had to make sure I get my butt up to the house at a certain time so I could make sure that the moms and dad know that where I was, you know, right after Lincoln Center to the house so you can probably eat dinner, get ready for the church. Because she's always taking me to church, I think, back in those days, my mother did. And I used to hide and everything, trying to...
So what happened after that? After you were in the youth program?
After youth. Once I was... What I do after that? Wasn't too much more for me to do, I don't think. Because I was still under my mother. I think I might have stayed in the building because I was in the projects at this time. And those who were in the Durham Home Projects, it's called the Durham Home Projects, and 39th Persian Road. They tore them down now, you know. Well, we probably would play up and down our galleries because of all the kids that we knew in the building. So we'd probably chase each other. At the time, it wasn't real wild, you know. So you might have had a couple girlfriends there or something.
So then what happened?
They would chase you, and you would chase them, and we'll probably just run around the area in the projects, you know. Projects is not as bad as people think they are. They could be a little tough, though. There could be some bad days. That's in a multitude of any people. Whether they call the building a project or combined unit, you'd have to have control in any area.
So how old were you? How old were you? Like when did you
when
live
I
there
moved.
until?
Oh, she moved me in there, let's say. I was a little young
And then
when we
did
first moved in there.
And when
I
did
don't
you
know if I
leave?
was, I don't know if I was like 11 or something. I don't know. It was
And
really
when-
kind of young.
when
I
did
know
you
that.
leave?
Huh?
When did you leave? Like you were there.
I think we left when we left there probably. I was much older. I think in the 20s or something. 1920, something like that. It's getting a little bit more rougher. They had bars up there. People they were throwing things off. And people were getting crushed, and things were getting pretty tough there, you know. And then I was getting in fights. And I just think that my mother wanted to see more safety with me and the family being and moving out of there at this present time. And
so where
we
did you
moved
move
over to 63rd and Ingleside. No, we moved over to 63rd and Winchester. Yeah, and we stayed there for a long time at an apartment.
And at that time, were you working or what were you doing?
No, I still was with my mother
You were still with your mom?
and father.
Okay.
And
For how long?
I stayed with my family until I was like in my 25s or something, you know.
And then what happened after that?
Well, my mother, well, I stayed there for a long time there at that place with my friends and everybody. My mother wanted me to go to Teen Challenge program in my later teenage. And I went to this place called Teen Challenge. I thought if I did that for my mother, to make her feel proud of me not being out in the street and stuff like that, that I would do something different, you know. Let's try Teen Challenge. Teen Challenge is a Christian program, which was great for me. Not when I first got there because it was kind of strange for me for a minute. There's a lot of guys there getting their lives together, you know, stop smoking drugs running the street, and I was saying different things. And so when I started to just check them out because I wanted to do something different with my life. First, something for my mother. And I was like, I'll do anything for my mother. And so I was like, I'll go there to Teen Challenge, Mom, just to show you something different. And I started staying there. And I was going to just do the things that they had to teach me as far as a Christian organization. It was a Christian program ran by David Wilkerson.
Were you running the streets before then?
Yeah, yes. I was pretty much wild.
Okay.
I used to drink a lot and smoke and drugs, and I was really wild. No, I wasn't wild where I beat people up or nothing. I think I was just wild just because I was living an alcoholic life. I wasn't into drugs that much at that time. I think I was more an alcoholic, drinking more than I needed to drink. And I didn't turn into an alcoholic right away. It's just that drink a little bit make you wild. I don't think I was able to handle drinking anyway. But I wasn't like wild enough to like jump over trees and beat people up and all that. It's just that I had the wild drinking stage until it progressed. Then it got worse because I drink more and drink more. And then...
How old were you during the progression?
Well, I think I was like in my... Well, I started drinking about like... I don't know, what was like... I must have tasted some drink when I was about... Well, they said they gave me beer when I was a little baby. So alcohol could have started in my life from when Dad and them used to sit me on a thing and gave me beer. That they didn't know what alcohol was probably. That was like a little beer to make him sleepy. But that's the start of alcohol too in your baby's life. I can't say that they did nothing to me at that time. I think when I started drinking my father's alcohol, like he would bring vodka in, and I would drink some. Me and my cousin.
How old are you?
I was about like 15, maybe 13. I don't know. We was real young.
But when you say it progressed,
Well,
how old were you then?
Oh, I was like, I don't know, like 20 something. Yeah, way in the late 20s, 20 something, 30 something. Started really drinking heavier and heavier.
So when did you? So until when?
Oh, till like off and on. Sometimes I'll quit like 2 or 3 years. It all depends on it. It all depends. It's like off and on to the drinking spell. Even because I was going into programs. Like I stayed into Teen Challenge about 3 years. I think I was in my like late 22s, 23s or something. And I stayed there. So that helped me stop my wildness. You know, then I liked what I was doing, being a Christian organization. You know, talking to people. There it is again. You know, became a junior counselor. Was able to talk to more individuals about life, period. You know, those that was struggling in life. So that was pretty cool. And then Donna Rose candy is melting in my mouth. Gonna start chewing it.
That was in your 20s?
Probably in my 20-somethings.
Okay.
And then when I was in there was something happened to my mother. She had a massive stroke. I had a feeling that she called me that day that something was happening to her. And I left the program and I went back on the drinking bench. I was real sad.
For how long?
Oh, for a long time. Maybe years, you know, like all the way up to just years, you know, like in the 30s or something. I was drinking a long time. I was really hurting. You know, really hurting. And drugs kicked in. I was starting to smoke drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Weed, reef, marijuana.
Okay.
And then I was doing like pills and stuff. You know, just various stuff.
And this is in your 30s?
In my 30s, my late 30s.
Okay.
Something, yeah.
And then until when?
Oh, probably down until about like my late 40-somethings. You know.
What happened?
Well, things started to change in my life, you know? I mean, my blood pressure, my body was starting to react towards those alcohols and drugs, stuff like that. I was on crack. Crack was making me smoke everything in my apartment, my home and stuff. And I was having problems with my wife, and I was out in the street, and I was living outside, and I was just I was living my life like a beggar bomb, you see. And so I started to say, this ain't me. This life is not me. I need to change this life. I mean, it's either this or death. So it's like, God, I need some help. And so I started to stay with those guys out in the street here at Wells and everything. And I remember like Salvation Army at home and stuff and all these different places. I was like, these places is not fitting me. Because he gave me this survival instinct. Always when my mother passed, I always remember when she said, you got to be strong. And I always stuck with me that she said that only the strong survive. Not only that, when I left my mother on my own will out in the street, I loved the streets just that much to leave my home. I learned that you could not leave your home and be weak in the street. I stayed in the streets many nights, slept on the porch, people going home saying, I'll see you tomorrow. And I would say, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And I never went to my house because I liked the drinking and the partying. And so I stayed in the street. But I learned that while you were in the street, only the strong will survive in the street. Now, I'm not saying that you will get caught being strong because you might run into something stronger. But you do have to be strong to live in the street. You couldn't live in the jungle if you was too weak, because you probably would end up dying. So with that survival instinct of going places to get some clothes to wear, you know, having still family contact, but they was like probably sad to see me just going out there like that, you know. And so just the strong will survive, you know. I would go ahead. No, I'm good. Okay. Then my life, I started to think about it because of the fact that I'm getting older, and I need to make a life about the rest of my life. And so I thank God that He came into my life to help me with that struggle. So He took the taste of that drugs away from me as I began to stay in Teen Challenge. After I relapsed, I did still go back to people that could help me. I went to some alcoholic anonymous programs where they helped me, do sobering. And so I started doing sobering, like Alcoholic Anonymous, 12 steps and stuff like that. And that started to be kicking my life. So that kind of helped me draw back to a normal life again. As I reached up to tell God to help me not go back. Then I thought about what about living? What am I gonna die on drugs? Plus, I'm getting tired of giving the dope man all my money. All that money I gave him, I probably could have been riding a Benz by now. Or a mansion I probably had. I probably bought him a couple of them. And there's a lot of people out there that's buying them mansions and stuff like that, and Benz, expensive stuff that they could have kept themselves. So anyway, I decided that I would, since I couldn't hold my money, I would let my wife and them hold it. Take it to the bank, anything. Just don't let me have it to give it to him. Since if I thought I was that weak. Sometimes you think you're strong, but if you got a habit, then you need help. So you should make some kind of way to get some help. You may have to sacrifice whatever that is. And so that was one way to sacrifice, like let my money go straight to the bank.
Where did your money come from at that time when you were working?
Well, I used to do work. I've always, not all the time work, but most of the time I was a remodeler. I did painting. I did landscaping. I always created some type of work. I used to pass out my working cards that I do remodeling and painting and stuff like that. So I always kept some money within keeping me together. Not at the first time, but sooner or later once I started going down the road, because I used to beg a lot. Remember, I used to be a beggar.
This is in Chicago?
This is Chicago too,
Okay.
and Milwaukee.
And Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I fell, I fell off the trip. But I learned that I was tired of going to missions. I was tired of sleeping with with the people at the mission, and they should be tired of sleeping with the people at mission, because it's only for you to get some help, not live there.
Yeah.
Right? See, so everybody that's there is not for you to make it your home. You're supposed to wake up somewhere down that road and say, okay, appreciate you to help me to take the steps on to life, the Salvation Army. You see? And so we went from one place, one step in life to another step, which that Alcoholic Anonymous program helped me to grasp life. So I had to grasp it. I had to catch this and say, okay, I'll start living.
So are you sober?
Yes.
How many
I've
years?
Oh, God, I can't even count them now.
I know it's a big deal.
Well,
someone
it's been
close to me is
so-
Alcoholics
right.
Anonymous, and it's a big deal. Like, you celebrate.
Right, yes. And the church helping me, the people, God helping me. Oh, wow. It's been some long times now, I mean, it's been some long time. It's been, because remember when I first started, I was kind of young drinking. Alcohol and drugs kicked in way back in the 20-somethings, not the deep, but smoking weed and stuff like way back then, like 1920. Progresses as we get to them 30s. I think I've been out there, I don't know if it's 25 years or more, just free, just 25 years. I just think it's been so long now. Well, I already know I already know that what I'm supposed to do. I'm enjoying myself. Now, I have money. I mean, I don't have to worry about crashing to anybody crashing to me. So far, you still have to drive within safetyness out in the street if you clean, sober, or what, because you got other people that's out there that could be sick. Anything can happen within driving. So you got to be. So let's make it safety. I'm not one of the ones that's alcoholic and drug driving, which made it a better, safer environment for the be able to be. So I'm used to being sober. I mean, I love it. I love drinking fresh water, eating a normal food, sleeping in the bed, not on the floor, not in the box, not running the street all night till I'm tired, sitting in the danger, not even sleeping some days. Well, you may not do that now too, but some days you get a nod in from working hard. But you're safe. You're not giving up all your money. I enjoy. I could go in. I got my own keys. I got my. I'm responsible. I could tell somebody else my lifestyle. I'm not afraid. To let people know that you can get some help in life.
Do you come across people here?
All the time.
So you recognize from...
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can recognize just about. Any abusive, drug-related type situation. I mean, I can smell it. I can see it, and I know how they look.
Do people come in the center?
Yeah, they could come. They comes in there. The doors are open for people to come in and any type of life. So
you can tell.
I could tell just about. I mean, we watch them, make sure that they keep a behavior right. Some is just going through their struggles. We have struggling people that's doing drugs, that kind of smoking a few, but there ain't nothing you can stop them. They have to have guidance. They gotta have a free will to say that they want to change their life. I mean, drugs and alcohol is not the method to go. You know, you can do better without it. You was born without it. But a lot of time people go to it because they're trying to solve their problem. It's not, you're not solving. If you're gonna go and get high, it's not as solving your problem. It's making your problem worse, and you're just spending more money, which is more problems. There's other ways to people do things to enjoy themselves. I would say, you know, some people may have a little wine. You know, some people can drink. I'm not telling them to do it. I'm just saying that some people can drink and some can't drink. Some turn to alcoholics.
So, is there anything else that you want to tell me about that you feel like I haven't asked you in terms of this neighborhood or this community or how you fit in it?
It's a beautiful. One thing I learned about it, that the mothers of the sorrowful mothers, the people that created this, the sisters of the sorrowful mothers, they had a mission. We might not be in Africa, or we might not be in, you know, in the various places that they say, you know, like going to places that they really need, you know, food and clothes and shelter. But we're one of the places that these mothers had a vision for people here in Milwaukee, and they knew that they needed some support and help. And so I look at this one branch right here being a wonderful branch that they can have, you know, that they can be like that to help people, you know. So they had a vision. They knew that you know, bringing clothes in here and food, and that didn't have to be in, you know, like down in places where they're real starving at, you know. Some of the sad places, you know. India, different places, lots of different places that they just had the great vision right here. See, they always talk about going to other places to feed everybody, but we got some starving people right here that's walking the street, especially in these times like now. Foreclosures, family being out, you know. You need matter of fact, they need more of these type of places. The Agape Community Centers, they need more of them to help people. You know, that little food helps out. That daily, don't have money for the month to be able to come over here, you know, out of a week and eat 3 times out of a week. Whoa, that's a big saving, a lot of money. See, they can now have that money or food for the rest of the month. So yes, I appreciate that. And they need to have more of them and more nice people. You know, it's definitely more nice people. You can't run these centers without people that have, you know, have the vision that the mothers put here, the founders. And that's what helped me a lot. Just remember, look on the wall there. You'll see it say, the sorrowful mothers. They don't want to have the vision. And if you take your mind off of that, what happens to you, you start looking on your job and your problems. Not saying that you're not normal and you're not going to do it, but if you just keep focused, that remember, this is a mission. And that'll help you. See?
Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I hope that you had a good time.
I did. It was wonderful.
Thank you for sharing your story with me.
Yes.
I was wondering how you feel about signing the forms.
It's okay, you know.
Do you want to look at it more, or do you want to? I don't know if you feel comfortable signing them now, or you want to take a look at them more.
I can. I think you're gonna take care of what needs to be, you know, within telling people. I don't see no
You're okay.
I don't see anything. There's going to be any problems
Okay. So you don't
because of
mind?
the fact that what I'm telling you is the truth.
Okay.
In what I'm, far as you this being taken to wherever, I hope it's a help.
I hope so.
Yes, I
think,
hope that is to be a help to everyone that needs it.
So would you
And,
mind then signing?
Do we have to do some more signing?
Yeah. Did you sign this one?
Do I?
Okay. So print your name here and sign. And I'll shut this off now.